just as we suspected, Dragon Age the Veilguard is underperforming dramatically on Steam charts and on Twitch views. The concurrent players are dropping. This is just one day after release. It didn't hit the numbers that it really needed to hit to be a success given the massive budget behind this game. And this is especially shocking considering how big of a franchise Dragon Age is and how big the fan base is. But this is what happens when you hire a bunch of trans activists to insert their ideologies and their demonic ideologies at that into these games. So despite all of the cope that is rolling around and people trying to pretend that this is actually doing well, it's not. It's not. And we're going to break down some of the numbers right now. So right now I have on SteamDB, we have concurrent players. We're looking at Dragon Age the Veilguard. Where even is it right now? It dropped. There it is. It dropped at 17th place. Let's go ahead and refresh, see if that makes a difference. 17th place right now. This is like one day after launch, sitting at 66,000 concurrent viewers. And on the surface, it's like, oh, 66,000 people. That's actually, it's a lot of people. But for a game with this kind of massive budget we're estimating 300 million plus budget for this game. This has been in development hell for such a long time. They put a lot of time and resources into this game. There's no way it's going to be making its budget back with these numbers. Now, just for comparison, let's look at Baldur's Gate 3, which is honestly sitting almost close, like 62,000. This is only 4,000 less concurrent viewers right now. Baldur's Gate 3 has been out for a long time, like a year, over a year. And it is still sitting at almost the same number of concurrent players as Dragon Age the Veilguard, which was supposedly a highly anticipated game. I mean, it was for a lot of Dragon Age fans. Now, a lot of them just opted not to play because they're disappointed. But this is a highly anticipated release that is sitting at almost identical concurrent numbers to Baldur's Gate 3, which, mind you, now, again, you think that like 70,000 peak concurrent sounds impressive. Well, look at Baldur's Gate 3 with their all-time peak concurrent being almost 900,000. There were almost 1 million people playing this concurrently when it came out. So obviously this isn't even close to those kind of numbers. I mean, and this is a game that you would think, I mean, these are comparable games, right? So this is a game you would think would, I don't know, at least be in the ballpark of that, but it's not. And so you even look at like Black Myth Wukong right now, sitting at 59,000 concurrent viewers. Black Myth Wukong, which had a peak concurrent of 2.4 million, right? So yeah, that is what you would call a success. But what we're seeing with Dragon Age the Veilguard at 66,000, it already reached its peak. It's probably not going to reach that or succeed past that ever again. Now, people are speculating we're about to enter the weekend. Could those numbers be higher over the weekend? Hey, maybe we'll be surprised, but I just don't expect that. We're also seeing this trend on Twitch with Twitch viewers which, of course, as a lot of people have pointed out, Monster Hunter the Wilds beta dropped last night, same day, night of Dragon Age Veilguard launch, and it peaked. This beta peaked at 463,000 Steam concurrent players. Again, let's remind you, Dragon Age Veilguard peaked at 70,000. Okay, so just a small fraction of the peak concurrent players that were playing Monster Hunter Wilds beta. So right now at this present time, there are 240. I mean, this is what, Friday afternoon. People are still at work. This is at 240,000 concurrent players. And again, Dragon Age 66,000. And now again, let's go back to Twitch here and see, here's the recommended games. What you think a day after launch, such a large title as a Dragon Age game, that it would be in the recommended games list, that it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, not even in the top 12. I mean, here's Monster Hunter Wilds. People can argue and say, you know, there's a lot of people who are defending this game because, I mean, the cope is real. Coping and seething is real. They are coping with Veilguard saying, well, you know, people had to pay for that. Of course, Monster Hunter Wild, this is a free beta, blah, blah, blah. Well, guess what? It's free to watch games, ain't it? So why is it not competing with Monster Hunter Wilds right now? Monster Hunter Wilds with 60,000 concurrent viewers, and then Dragon Age, the Veilguard right now sitting at 48,000 viewers right now. So it's not even breaking top 12 on Twitch the day after it dropped. Now, did we expect to see Dragon Age the Veilguard? I mean, we knew it wouldn't be a success, but did we expect, I mean, we didn't anticipate that, but did we expect it to fail as hard as something like Dustborn or Concord that couldn't even break 600 or 700 concurrent, whichever it was? I mean, like 600, like the number 600, not 600,000, not 6,000, 600. So did we expect it to get those kind of low numbers? Obviously not, because Dragon Age has a massive fan base, right? But still, these kind of numbers for how expensive that game costs to develop and the credentials within, I mean, being BioWare, this is definitely bad. Now, again, with people coping, well, what about the reviews? Look at where it's charting on sales right now, blah, blah, blah. I think the concurrent player base is really speaking for itself right now. So what this shows is a lot of people are likely refunding the game, but also a lot of people got the game free with like NVIDIA bundle and all that kind of stuff. But no, this is definitely, in order for this game to really make back its budget and to really help BioWare out, they need to be pulling way more than this. Now, a lot of people also are coping and they reply, oh, look at the reviews. The reviews are mostly positive, though. The reviews say mostly positive. Now, there is a lot of speculation that said reviews are potentially bots, where people are speculating about the trends that they're seeing in a lot of these reviews. If you actually look at 3 hours ago, Dragon Age Veilguard audience reviews have started to come in, and then you've got sitting at like a 2.2 right now here. But when you look at Steam, it's, last I checked, it was at mostly positive still. We don't know. But regardless, that's neither here nor there. I don't care if it was sitting at a universal perfect 10 across the board. I don't care if Donald Trump and Kamala Harris joined together, they're joined forces to say, hey guys, we're putting our differences aside because one thing we can unite on is Dragon Age the Veilguard is a 10 out of 10. Like, I don't even care if they say that. That doesn't make this trash good. We've seen the gameplay. We've seen the cutscenes. It is cringe. It is just a degenerate transgender simulator. This is a game that is trying to encourage the players to become transgender, which is a demonic thing. Don't do it. You can choose. So, as you can see here too, we have Bandar Hub, who put together this amazing thread. Definitely check that out. He put together a thread of he says here, a large weight of the 9s and 10s for Dragon Age Veilguard are from journalists who follow the same values as the makers of the game. So, of course, that's what they're voting based off of. A lot of these are, they're Troon allies, they're Troons themselves, and, of course, they're pushing all of that. So, of course, they're giving it high reviews. So, as you can see here, like you have this guy talking about the queer community, for anybody in the pervert community, aka the queer community, pronouns in bio, all this. You've got M here. There's a pervert flag in bio. You've got this. I don't know. Yeah, you got all. You've got all of this, a bunch of pervert flags in bios. bunch of pronouns in bios. Yep, another pervert flag on the header, so on and so forth. So definitely, I would encourage you to check this thread out. This is a really well compiled thread. But anyway, there's clearly an agenda here. And that's the thing, is a lot of these video games that have these ideologies inserted into them, it's demonic, it's from Satan, and there absolutely is an agenda to try to pervert people and to create more perverts, and in doing with these video games, and also what we've seen just in social media and celebrities being created out of this perverted movement and demonic movement, is they're encouraging people to do this, because, oh, look at how many people are identifying as these perverted things. They see that, oh, you know what, maybe I wasn't getting attention as myself, so let me go ahead and identify as some fake gender, and then I can get attention, and then I can get jobs at game studios, because they reward you for that kind of crap, and so on and so forth. So this is where we're at. Anyway, things are not looking too good for Dragon Age the Veilguard. These numbers are definitely underwhelming. They're not as embarrassingly bad as something like Dustborn, but obviously we expected better numbers than that, given that this is BioWare and a highly anticipated game. But still, this is not good. This is not going to, definitely not going to ensure more of this continuing, because I mean, at some point they've got to make profits, and BioWare's already standing in Duke right now, so it's not looking good for them. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. And as always, if you want me to read the Bible to you, you can check out my Bible channel at Bible Time with Melanie Mack. Thank you all again. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.